Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I have an announcement. This is happening tonight. Be there, or be disappointed that you missed out on something. In light of a recent comment that I received, someone kindly requested that I do a Double Special Heroes prediction, and given that it's like a couple days out, I figured now might be a good time to share that with you all. So last night, while I did a member stream, I was simultasking. That's yep. And I was prepping for Summer Gold League as well as this, because we were just curious, I guess. Double specials have been kind of hard to predict lately, and they don't make a lot of sense. And I don't know what their plan necessarily is. I personally think that they should just do a Special Heroes Return, similar to how they do a New Heroes Return, and then just filter in some of the better duos and harmonized options alongside, you know, the limited Special Heroes that come out. I think that makes more sense. But they haven't done that, so so we're keeping with the initial format. You can see remainders down here. There is no Colorless. We are still back in like September, I think, is when the Wind Tribe banner hit, which feels a little bit crazy, if I'm being honest. So September up through January basically is what we have in the remainders pool. 4 months worth of that. That's pretty insane. And then for the upcoming, it's a little bit less chaotic because we're starting with the Desert banner, right? So obviously after New Year's comes Desert. And I think so far, from what I have surmised, they still continuously add the two most recent duo harmonized options together. And then they kind of backfill or adjust as needed to make sure that those two feature units do not coincide with a 4-star option. That's basically it. I think everything else that we kind of assume about double special banners is out the window, so take that for what you will. This is interesting because of the colorless dilemma. We don't have really any options for like the next 2-ish double special. Because I mean, realistically, we do this, and then in 2 months we have another one. That's already Emerin, and potentially, you know, Bride Emblem coming back, which is May, which was last month. No, like literally weeks ago is when she dropped. So I don't see that happening, but maybe. I don't know. They'll probably backfill with something else, to be honest. And frankly, I think that that is fine. So in the spirit of efficiency, I went through, and there were a couple different options. If you wanted to go just pure conjecture, right, then you'd be looking at a Dagger, Seedle in red. You'd be looking at Igren, and then Zelgius in blue. Heather alongside LYON, and then just Myrrh. But that didn't really sit with me when I got it on the board. I looked at it and it didn't feel like what I assumed they would make. So here is what I theory crafted for the actual banner to look like. I think we're getting Seedle. I think they are skipping over Dagger so that she can color share alongside Chloe next round. And then we're going to bump in Tormod instead. So something that they maybe will frequently do. I say maybe frequently because sometimes they do it, sometimes they don't. Is double up on the 4-star rate of the same color. Okay. Which is really nice because then you can either go all in on that color if it's a merge project or something like that. Or you can just avoid it altogether, and it doesn't really affect you, which is nice. So it's kind of just this presence that doesn't really affect you color sharing alongside a 5-star, that you could then get the 5-star version of the 4-star, break your pity, and just cry. So I love when they do that personally. And they're kind of set up to do so because of all the 4-stars they have up and coming. So that is maybe nice. They could also potentially throw in the New Year Dragon here too instead of Tormod. They might put Kana there as well. But I put Tormod just because we have additional, representation from the Desert banner. That was my thinking. But it could technically be any of those 4-stars. Tormod through Seagull, right? Blue. Blue is the next option. It's pretty much going to be Igren. That is a given. And then Zelgius, I guess, makes sense. Maybe, potentially. Who knows? It's not a bad choice. Ninja Zelgius was pretty popular. Igren, I think, had a moment in the spotlight. It doesn't seem like a bad pairing to me. You might be wondering, well, why is Dimitri alongside of LYON? The answer is that Heather doesn't make a good pair up for LYON. It ultimately devalues LYON. LYON is one of those units that people hate until they get him, and then they turn dark, okay? They go into the darkness, they break bad, and then they start using him everywhere, and yeah. So, I think it makes more sense to also have a Dimitri there. I think the skills between LYON and Dimitri make a lot more synergistic sense. And Heather, ultimately, while maybe an anticipated hero waiting to get into the game for Tellius fans, at least, who maybe know about her, I think Dimitri just makes more sense. It makes green way more valuable, and I think ultimately that's what they would do. And then for Colorless, you're kind of looking at a curious scenario. I think Myrrh is likely to come back, right? I'm not a hundo on whether or not she's going to be color sharing alongside a duo or a harmonized, but some of the options that kind of make sense to me, Wind Tribe Kagero, Thief Nina, something along those lines. You could also maybe argue Summer Amir. That did come up in chat, and as I got ready to record, I was thinking, like, wait, would they put Duo Amir up again, knowing that her banner is going to be rerun within the next few weeks anyway? And the answer is maybe. They might do that. But for Wind Tribe Kagero or Thief Nina, those banners debuted, I think, in like August and September, not respectively. But it's at least a little bit further out, so there's a little bit more space between those two things. Potentially could be Amir, though. So any of those colorless options, they might even go back to, like, New Year Asker, too. There's literally anything they could put there. But it ultimately would likely be a harmonized or duo hero to color share alongside Myrrh. So, that's what you're getting from me for the double special prediction for Fire Emblem Heroes. Like I said, live stream tonight. Be there or don't. You'll have to wait for the video to come out if you're not. But it will be a fun time. It will be a fun time. I have some stuff planned. Things did not go accordingly as I was hoping. I'll explain later on that. But for right now, if you wanted a double special prediction, there you go. You got it. Leave a like on the video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.